What's up, my brothers and sisters? It's your boy Juice. Um, Today, I'm wearing my Subway shirt because I like to eat fresh. Nah, but whatchamacallit, I got a Little Caesars one too. And it's funny because people are always like, "Oh, you work at Subway?" I'm like, no. And not too long ago, I think it was at Taco Bell, something like that. And there was this girl at the front counter. And I was picking up my food, and she's kind of just looking at me, and I had my Little Caesar shirt on, and she was like, "Oh, you work at Little Caesars?" And I meant to say it in the most sincere way. I was like, "Nah, I just got the shirt," but she was kind of like, "Oh, right," like. So I think she thought that I was being like mean or something, and I was like, "Oh, no, no, I mean, like, I really do just have the shirt, right? Like I don't really work there, right? Like." And so she kind of brightened up, right? Because I don't know. I guess she thought I was giving her like a smart ass remark or something, right? Like, nah, I just got the shirt, right? Like, of course I work there, stupid. You know what I'm saying? No. So I was like, oh, I really do just have the shirt. I was like, I don't work there. And then she started going on about how she used to work there, and I was, we kind of started kicking it off, I guess. But anyways, the people on the planes. Um, as far as the lady goes, I've seen the one with the lady. She's saying that the I don't know if it's a dude or a chick, but she's basically saying that they're not human. I don't want to say she's wrong. I don't want to say she's crazy. But I myself can relate more to the one with the dude that's flipping out on the plane. I know exactly what he's saying because a lot of people were laughing about it because they were like, "What the hell is he saying? Like, does somebody have a translator?" He's just got such a heavy accent and he's so emotional that when he starts yelling out loud, it's just coming out as la la la. He's saying what I used to say. I'm gonna start it off like this. I was literally just made a video about this the other day where I said that people tend to get upset, violent, and angry about hearing the truth and seeing the truth. I think a lot of that is the human mind is snapping into reality, not out of reality. When the truth is revealed to you, it's hard to accept. I went through the same things. I get emotional. I get upset. The, the truth is hard to accept, right? Like reality, actual reality. Because when you come to terms that everything in your life isn't what it seems, it's hard to accept. Your beliefs are shooken. You know what I mean? Shaken to the core. So much so that it really upsets you. And that's what's going on with a lot of people, is they're shaken to the core when truth is revealed to you. And maybe they already knew it, but it's laying on their chest heavy. The weight is on their shoulders. And you just got to say it, you know what I mean? Like, and it just comes out not in the right way, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to give you an example, man. When I first started being revealed the truth and all that, it's kind of weird because I used to dream a lot about my grandparents' house. For a long time when I was young, I stayed over because my parents couldn't watch me or whatever, right? Or like, I was always at my grandparents' house. I had a strong relationship with my grandparents. So when they passed away, it was almost like that stopped, right? I was very upset. I was real depressed about it for a long time, when grandma and grandpa died. Yeah, and it's like the first death in the family that, I kind of experienced, and I think a lot of people experience, right? Like when you have that strong relationship with your grandparents, they're usually the first in the family to go anyways, right? Because they're the oldest ones. So, I mean, unless tragedy strikes and, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, moms, dads, whatever, right? But usually, for the most part, not saying tragedy happens or anything, grandparents. So when my grandparents went, I remember I used to dream a lot about the house. A lot. I guess it was like my safe place or a place that I was real familiar with, right? So after a while, I noticed that when I would dream about my grandparents' house, it was almost like I wasn't allowed in anymore. And I think that was either my conscience way of telling me or maybe even the creator telling me that it's not your grandparents' house anymore. They're gone. So my imagination or what I knew or what I know as far as memory was being deleted or fading away. So it was almost like now I wasn't allowed inside the house. It's almost like I would see another family in the house, like as if time went on, right? Like things go on, like, people move on. I could see the family in there and stuff. And I remember my grandma used to always had a dog. She always had a dog. And, she kept it for company, a friend, protection, whatever it may, right? And when the creator first came to me, it was when the sickness was happening in China. I was watching things unfold before it even really got here. So, I was keeping a real close eye on it. And watching it in China before it got here. And, well, she had a lion. And I was able to go inside. And this lion sniffed me and really intimidated me. And I felt really intimidated. And I was like, Grandma, get your lion, right? Like, then she told me that I would not get sick and I would not die. And to not even worry about any of that. And sure enough, I'm still here. As far as my grandpa's house, from my mom's side, right? He ended up passing away not too long ago, and we were over there, and this is like when my eyes started becoming open, right? And all this truth was coming to me, and I felt like I knew it all, right? But there was so much more to learn, so I wanted to share what I knew, and I was telling everybody, the time has come. Don't get the medicine, blah, 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 right? And my brother started getting upset, and he started getting kind of violent towards me. And I could see it in his eyes, man. He looked at me while we were talking and having this conversation like a dog looks at you before it bites you. It wasn't really looking at me because we were doing something, but in the peripheral vision, I could tell his eye was on me. And he was getting upset, and I could tell that's because it was the demon inside of him. The English guy on that plane, what he's saying is when you were turned around, it's your time. And I know exactly what he means by that.